not moving very much. He's kind of dancing in this little box like a T-Rex. So I say, hey, lift your elbows off of your rib cage. Be a little bit more expansive. Be expressive and just dance as goofy as you moving very much. He's kind of dancing in this little box like a T-Rex. So I say, hey, lift your elbows off of your rib cage. Be a little bit more expansive. Be expressive and just dance as goofy as you can. Now, this is silly, but he does it, and he looks goofy for a minute, but really two things happen. First off, because there's a feedback loop with the way your body works and the way your mind works, as he starts to move in a more expansive way, he starts to feel more confident. And I'm sure you've experienced the same thing, or perhaps the reverse, when you walk around like this. The second thing that happened is that people started to notice him on the dance floor, and, well, we started dancing with some people. Not only that, when we went off the dance floor, he maintained those kind of expansive gestures, the pointing like this, moving around, not having his elbows glued to his side. And the next group of women that we spoke to, we wound up hanging out with for the rest of the night in the club, and he did that. Because not only did they see that he was more confident, but he felt it too. So use expansive gestures, no matter where you are, right? So you see a friend, you could say this, hey, what's up? Or you could say, what's up, man? That's an expansive gesture. Somebody asks you for directions, you could say, hey, I think it's that way. Or you could say, I think it's that way. That is an expansive gesture, and it's going to do much more to make you be perceived as confident and, of course, attractive. The second thing, again, somebody that people do wrong, is seeking behavior. The classic seeking behavior, you may have seen at a bar, is two guys standing at a bar. They're buddies, you can tell because they're close to each other, but they're not looking at each other. They're looking out there. And what they're broadcasting to the world as they peer is that the fun is not here. The fun, the interesting thing, whatever it is that they're looking for is outside of themselves. And that is an incredibly unattractive thing to broadcast. Contrast that with magnetic body language. And what magnetic body language is telling other people, before I kind of show guys standing at a bar, they're buddies, you can tell because they're close to each other, but they're not looking at each other. They're looking out there. And what they're broadcasting to the world as they peer is that the fun is not here. The fun, the interesting thing, whatever it is that they're looking for is outside of themselves. And that is an incredibly unattractive thing to broadcast. Contrast that with magnetic body language. And what magnetic body language is telling other people, before I kind of show you what it might be, is that the fun is where you are. Because we all are very, very finely socially attuned people. And when we're out at a bar or a party or a club or any kind of social setting, we tend to want to know where the fun is, and then we put ourselves near that. So fun would be facing the person that you came there with. When you're in conversation with them, not looking over your shoulder trying to find something more interesting to do, but being engaged in that conversation, using your expansive body language, laughing loudly, and having a good time. Now, I'm not saying to fake this stuff, I'm saying to actually do it. And in fact, it doesn't have to just be with your group of friends. Something else that I see in terms of body language is people will kind of walk around spaces, parties, clubs, bars, whatever, almost as if they were looking for something. They do loops, and I'm guilty of this myself. Instead, have fun with whoever you are near. Whoever's there. Strike up a conversation, say hello, whatever it takes. Because that is magnetic. And when you start pulling people into that group, amazing things happen. Quick story to illustrate this. Many years ago, when I lived in New York City, Ben, my best friend, my co-founder, was an investment banker. And they worked a lot of hours. So he got one night off, he and his buddies went out to a club, and they were so happy to be there. They were extremely excited, they were laughing, talking to each other, having a great time, and people noticed. So what Ben did, because he was just having a great time, was as people kind of overheard their conversation and chimed in, he would bring them into the conversation. So the group started to grow. He went to the bathroom. If he was standing in line for the bathroom, perhaps somebody was standing in line at the bathroom just kind of quietly. And because he was in such a good mood, he started including them as well. He'd bring them back. In this way, he started to grow this core group until somebody came up to him and said, hey, are you working? And he said, no, I'm not working. If I was working, I wouldn't be here. He said, oh, sorry, man. I thought that you were a club promoter, just based on the amount of people that you had here. Since you're not, maybe you want to come out with me. Gave him his card, and this wound up being someone that we went out with for probably the next year to the best clubs in New York City. We got in for free. We cut the line, and we were drinking at the time because we were in our young 20s, and we got free alcohol as well. The point of this is a body language thing, it's a talking thing, but it's don't look and behave and act and feel wherever you are as if the fun is out there. Have fun with whoever is nearby. So just think, if you're ever being bored or boring, standing in line, waiting for the cashier, wherever, make sure that in your immediate periphery, there's always someone around you
Well, well, well.
I'll do it. I'm just building a sniper. Hopefully there's some shitty lobbies. Let's give it a good 4 minutes. Yeah, I really think the less people that are playing in the rooms, the shittier the lobbies are.